And that's it. We are live, beautiful peeps, ladies and gents, enemies out there in the world. It is Monday night, and it is time for our online open mic. My name is Richie Marrufo, your MC and host of the Stay at Home Open Mic. We are brought to you and presented by Barbed Wire Open Mic Series out of El Paso, Texas. That's right, in the U.S. Southwest, right nestled snugly in the U.S. Mexico border. But because we are doing this online, someone forgot to mute, but that's cool. I'm going to consider that an applause. Uh, we're going to go ahead and continue this tradition of a Monday night. We've been doing it every single Monday for 2 years now, and we're going on to 2023. Only one more left in 2022. As always, we have a great lineup of performers, poets. If you guys want to also share music, any type of storytelling. In the past, we've welcomed dance, and we also welcome a lot of multimedia. We've gotten lots of videos, a lot of music as well that people share. So it's just a way to share something you've been working on, or maybe dust something off from the past that you've uncovered and want to share with the world. And also, this is also a place where you can be a little bit more experimental. We have a little bit more time to work with. So whatever you guys have, I know we've also had serialized performances where someone will like spread out a piece over 5 weeks, and that's kind of cool. It keeps us on the edge of our seats, waiting to see what happens next. But without going too much further into it, if you're returning, we love having you back. If you're watching for the first time, it's an online open mic, so everyone's going to come up and do their thing. But as always, you, the viewer, as the audience, we encourage you to participate by, joining us in our live chat. We do have a live chat if you're watching this on Monday night, or if you're watching this throughout the week. Just leave some comments. Who did you enjoy? What lines really stuck out to you? What inspired you, or did like anyone's lines remind you of anything else? Like this, just an opportunity for discussion. And of course, lastly, it is a platform for all these artists, so we definitely encourage everyone to share their good news, their triumphs, any new publications, and of course promoting any features that they have going on, and of course any material, websites, places where you can follow their content. All right. So we're going to go ahead and continue as we often do and have done so many times before. We're going to kick things off in not El Paso, but in New York City. And that's the magic of Zoom. We're going to go to New York City and check in on Deadpan Lizzie, who's going to kick things off. What's up? How you doing?
Hey,
Deadpan Dope.
Deadpan dope. Beanie blessings to you and our community. I love the glasses, by the way. That's awesome. Yeah. So happy holidays, everyone. Looking forward to starting a new year soon with y'all. You can mostly find me on IG these days, ES_Strauss. But if you're not on Instagram, ElizabethSophiaStrauss.com will take you to all the stuff I do. I'm gonna read a couple poems tonight, new ink. First one is a triolet. It's called the C words. Two words that begin with C run through my mind, creepy and centered. If one gets sleepy, how can they make us feel at ease instead of shunned? Two words that begin with C run through my mind. Arrogance combined with carelessness creates crosswinds of fears, unable to give back kindness. They enter our personal space without consent, creating anarchy instead of democracy. Two words that begin with C run through my mind, creepy and centered. This next couple I wrote recently in, if I can find them. I wrote in Maureen Medina's workshop with The Word Is Right. If you aren't familiar, she does every every second and fourth Tuesday of the month at 1 o'clock Eastern time. She does beautiful workshops and gives wonderful prompts. Maureen Medina. So this first one is called the Bruised Botany. My bark has aged 31 years, but has not healed. One cut down from the forest for others. The layer of pain are seen and felt when they rub their hands up and down me. The faults can be seen from the tip of the acorn when I was planted. They say flaws can be the most beautiful part of nature, but when I look at my trunks and branches, all I see is bruised botany. And this last one I'll leave you with is called Familiar Yet Unfamiliar, which I also wrote in her workshop. My talent scares away my future, my dreams that mold from wet clay into tall sculptures. Fear those I long to share it with most, not allowing me to know how to celebrate myself. I'm afraid to birth the brain children that beg me to be their parent, but being a single parent to my creations can be exhausting. Why I fear bringing human gifts into our world. Without a partner, I'm unsure how to raise the art alone, how to nurture as yourself, or how to heal in what feels like foreign lands. That's what I'll leave you with tonight. I have some books out, so if you're interested in any of that, you can go to my website or DM me on Instagram. And if I don't see anyone, happy holidays, be safe, be well, and I look forward to creating and sharing more art with you in the new year.
All right, lovely. Thank you, thank you. And of course, you can see as it says there on Instagram, underscore Strauss. Thank you so much, as always.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Lizzie.
Oh, and I'll just say one more thing,
Yeah.
if that's okay. Tomorrow is actually the 1 year anniversary of Deadpan Dope. We were supposed to celebrate it on December 3rd, but I had to do something else for work that day, so we're gonna celebrate it tomorrow. So it is my open mic with the word is right, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All mediums of art are welcome, and it's free, so please stop by if you can. And you can find all that information on my Instagram as well. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Deadpan Lizzie. Always great when you get to kick off the show, and we really appreciate it because I know it's like 2 hours later, so we got some time, but it's later for you, so we appreciate anyone who just drops in from the East Coast or later to do their thing. So thank you, or that Eastern time zone at least. All right, we are going to continue, guys. Once again, shout out to everyone who is watching on YouTube. Again, we encourage you to participate by, let us know where you're listening in from. Just participate in the chat. A bunch of us like to hang out there anyway and also respond as well. And again, also shout out to all the online spaces. You're going to hear a lot of names, a lot of different places, and definitely encourage you to check them out and at least support the artists, when they give their profiles and their ways you can connect with them. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do some more traveling and head to Denver and visit Michael Sindler. What is up, Mike? How you doing tonight?
Hey, everybody. Doing just fine. Thank you very much. I'm going to do my usual first thing, which is to go ahead and say everybody should check out lighthousewriters.org. Just fantastic organization, no matter what you're doing in the way of writing. There's something going on that will fit for you, whether it's a class or a workshop or an event. Lots of neat events. A lot of those are free. I'm going to stay all seasonal, and I'm going to start with one for the solstice, and this is called Darkness Has a Way, Winter Solstice. Darkness has a way of growing on us all. Not that we grow fonder, just that we must all surrender a bit more each day, from summer's start when light hangs longest until autumn's end when each short day at last begins to stretch back, shadows falling across the horizon a little later, starting from a few scant hours. We mark the moment with a show of light. Earthen branch of ancient world tree provides flame, burning promise of better future. Return of warmth, bright floral blooms whose bulbs now hide behind cold white sheen. Darkest time holds seed of summer, an anticipation of reincarnation, cornucopia of dreams held in harmony, released into night as a declaration, proof of faith and endless cycle, seasons continuation. Fields yield crops, scythes, strikes, hope-filled harvest stored to last, to nourish, to sustain through the bleak and beautiful night, to bring us back to just this moment once again. Infant day, mere miniature of full-grown summer, cries a canticle, a tender hymn, settling into the soul. And I'm going to move from that into one that asks some important questions for our time. It's called Celebrate. So, why does Christmas, longest holiday ever, now start in July? Should 3 traveling wise men be blamed for shopping season? Carols and jingles, a form of sonic torture everywhere I go. Even Nat King Cole gets old repeated so damn often. Why should joy and peace be a seasonal request? The rest of the year needs the spirit of giving just as much as December. Even though I rant and rail against tradition's hypocritical presentation of scripture, I celebrate your spirit. Okay, moving along, we're going to go and do a few quick haikus. This first one is called Until They Are 8. Add 1 more candle each night until there are 8. Happy Hanukkah. The next one, if I can find it, it's called 1223. Aluminum pole and airing of grievances. Happy Festivus. And moving right along, this is called Bad Clause for the Withdrawn. Santa got sloppy. Bad clause for a good cause. All about the love. And I'm going to do one just because I was looking through my stuff and I hit on this, and people are like, oh, we didn't know January 6th was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what are you talking about? We absolutely knew it was going to happen. And this is a piece that I actually wrote immediately before then, at the end of December, called Nashville Christmas 2020. No silent nights, calm morn. Nashville's Christmas joy jolted into fear, anger, and frustration, first by recorded voices warning, sending scattering citizenry away, then by explosive retort echoing traitors' Molotov missives, imploring minions to rebel. So there was no doubt what was going to happen. That being said, we're going to go back into a little bit more positive frame, and this one is called Let the Future Be Forgiveness. Let the future be forgiveness. Forgive yourself first. Pain held in over past transgressions, bad decisions, or unmet expectations. Weak battery cannot empower dynamo of interconnected souls. Forgive all that can be forgiven. Hold mirror of humility to hurt. Gaze deep to see source from which wrong thinking originates. Do not be another plank on bridge that heavy-heeled hatred trods across. Remember, it is not only in myth that demons can be tamed or turned. Use tenderness as bait to lead beasts safely into cages. Ensnare, but do not be ensnared by sour energy. Cultivate and share sweet fruit. Let all absorb frangible essence, distilled nectar of sacred forgiveness, blessed with kiss. Let forgiveness be what it is. Ask and expect no more. Let the future be forgiveness. Now, I actually went a little longer than I had meant to, because I actually have 2 hat things. Are you up for 2 hat things? Okay, he says he is, so I'm going to take you at your word. We're going to start with my man Tom. What a shock. And this is one of the great Christmas songs of all time. Christmas Card from a Hooker in Minneapolis. Hey, Charlie, I'm pregnant and living on 9th Street, right above a dirty bookstore on Euclid Avenue. And I stopped taking dope and I quit drinking whiskey. And my old man plays the trombone and works out at the track. He says that he loves me even though it's not his baby. He says that he'll raise him up just like he would his own son. And he gave me a ring that was worn by his mother. And he takes me out dancing every Saturday night. And hey, Charlie, I think about you every time I pass a filling station on account of all the grease you used to wear in your hair. And I still have that record of Little Anthony and the Imperials, but someone stole my record player. Now, how do you like that? Hey, Charlie, I almost went crazy after Mario got busted and I went back to Omaha to live with my folks, but everyone I know was either dead or in prison, so I came back to Minneapolis. This time I think I'm gonna stay. Hey, Charlie, I think I'm happy for the first time since my accident. And I wish I had all the money we used to spend on dope. I'd buy me a used car lot and I wouldn't sell any of them. I just drive a different car every day, depending on how I feel. Hey, Charlie, for Christ's sakes, if you want to know the truth of it, I don't have a husband. He don't play the trombone. I need to borrow money to pay this lawyer. And Charlie, hey, I'll be eligible for parole come Valentine's Day. And moving to a very different type of thing. This is my favorite Christmas song of all time. It was improvised here in Denver by the great Greg Brown back in 2001. It was the night before Christmas, but nobody really was noticing that. I ain't sure anybody ever knew that much about Christmas. Well, it might have been even before the whole thing got started. I don't know, but there was a poor couple looking for a place to sleep for the night. The political leadership of the day was against them, much like the political leadership of our day, whose idea of grace and honor seems to be kill anybody who you think might possibly at some time try to kill you. They were a poor couple. It was a cold night. They ducked into a barn. The woman was about to give birth. The man was a good man. The woman was a good woman. I never heard anybody say anything about whether she was a virgin or not or anything like that. She was a good woman. It was pretty warm in the barn, actually. There were a couple of cows in there. They were tired and put out a lot of heat. Fortunately, the man, who I think his name was Joe, he did not smoke. Well, the little baby popped out. It's an amazing thing that little babies do, and the women do. And the men kinda help. That's the big story. Getting born. Just getting born is such an amazing thing. You think we'd all just be nice forever after just to get to be part of it. You'd think that nobody that ever held a little baby in their arms would be so careful not to ever do any damage to another human being or to the creation of which we are so obviously a part. Well, they wrapped him up Pretty cozy in there. When you don't have a whole way too much a lot, it's surprising how little it really takes to make you feel pretty warm, pretty good. They slept through the night, and the next day, fairly early, 3 dudes showed up. They were Zen priests from the East. Some people call them wise men, but they were Zen guys. They didn't believe in religion. They believed in a way of liberation. But I guess they must have sensed something about this little child. They came bearing gifts, a warm blanket, quite a few groceries, and a mule to help this family on their way. Well, that's about all I know about the story. The boy, he did not grow up to found any big religions with shiny churches with gold and silver and swords. His story is about a world so much better than this one that we can just kind of piss on this one. He didn't do any of that stuff. He was a child full of love, talked about love, talked about the flowers. He was a good fisherman. Sometimes when I get distraught about our world and what we're doing to it, I remind myself that little children like that are being born every day. They may not make a lot of big news, but in their lives, they're kind. They take care of people. They don't blow things all out of proportion. They spread the news that this life, so mysterious in the heart, is a wonderful enterprise and should be cherished. I know those babies get born because I meet them every day. Some are 12, some are 23, some are 38, some are 51, some are 67. They're women, they're men, they're black, white, yellow, they're every color you can think of. They're all over the place. Some of them are 92. So Christmas, if it's anything at all, it's every day. It's every night. And even when things look dark, way down in the human heart we all share, there's a light. Thank y'all very much.
Oh man, thank you.
Thank you, man.
As
That was
always, excellent performances, man.
yeah. Bless,
Right?
man. Bless.
Felt like I was watching you on the stage there, you know. The acting of it all. Very, very excellent. Thank you, Mike Sindler. Check out lighthousewriters.org. Anything else you'd like to promote, or I don't know if you have any readings or anything? Nah. All right, love the pieces. Let me go ahead and switch out here. There we go. Cool. Oh, I was just enraptured by that. The performance, the performativity of the reading too, you know. That's what I love about these. All right, so we're going to go and keep going and come back to El Paso, Texas, at least for our reader, and welcome up to the stage Robin Schofield. Robin, what's up?
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. What's going on? Is everybody ready for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I should be spotlighted, but I'm not. There we go. All right. I'm going to read something kind of solstice related because it's it's an old poem, and I wrote it, I think it was 1998, and I want to read it because it was written in the first Writing for the Dark Times workshop by Donna Snyder in Tumbleworks. So when she asked me, as she sometimes did, when did I start this workshop, I was able to tell her. And then 4 years later, it got published in the Paris Review. And it's called Epistle to Rilke's Angel. And Rilke, you know, was fond of visiting other people's castles and meeting angels there. You call out to the one who walks on castle walls, wakening the storm lashing trees to spell the stone steps of a night's curse. Yet I am no confidant of ruin, never walk on walls with my friend, the Baroness. Low to the ground, I set my eyes as snares to trap the soft gallop of a jackrabbit, the fallow ear of my dog, his wet nose lifted to the prickly morning convections. I travel parallel to dawn in the mountain's overwhelming embrace. What's past burns like smokestacks in the west. I read in green and amber mosaic the shards of absence clearly stated, the revelry of starlight, the evening's broken bells on red spice gravel creosote springs out of. I walk between these two extremes, valley horizon and ruptured fault line, beneath the surface and in the open. A fire burns to the south. North is the future cliff of water. An old tire hides a black womb of mosquitoes. Their wedding day is the desert willow that flowers above the root that caught the womb. Bulldozers progress, cart horses of becoming, raising the future structure. The past already has a structure. We can't stand the present, can't understand it without the traps and sketches that design the Dashtain. Only this open moment is free, and thus it terrifies. This crack in the earth is the name water makes for itself. I hear memory rushing with rain. I ask only for return. Once only this moment whirs and returns in its season. The open space the jackrabbit swerves toward, the one reason water foams and withdraws. Polyurethane pipes and concrete tunnels buried underground emerge square-mouthed into the arroyo chambers. Ancient water channeled from weddings and shrouds, the houses we mean to build. Not what sprinting flocks of quail need, marking across the dry, seasonable sand, etchings where I want to read my presence. Nor what they fear, my straining dog, a stray cougar or striking hawk, shrieking down the steeps. As I climb, my breath births 100 thoughts the wind steals. Rising, my thoughts become a song. The ground below breaks into shards, shockingly green or chlorine blue. Sparse water, so quickly vapor, leaks into the golden desert, leaves no mark on the golden sky. Your voice in thunder, everyone hears. How shall I listen to cloudless day? I hear the arteries in stones thumping in tune. I hear the deep moss, the blue day of ferns, drive myself past habitation, hoping you'll call. A hard climb in the mountains that hide the dawn tells the gravity of my spirit. Always I am trapped in substance, not the leaf in wind, but the rooted tree. A narrow trail leads to the ridge. I hear trickling water, light leaping in leaves. What a struggle to want to fly. Even at the ridge, I am still an interpreter, wanting what yearns to be longed for. The pricked ears of the morning, I stare out at the landscape of my own being, and want to be higher still. The dog named Stormy scrabbles over red rocks, drinks from a cold spring signaled by cottonwoods. I remember the thunder snow last winter, what I thought when I saw the falling star. Thank you. Thank
Wow,
you.
that was
Allowing
beautiful.
me to read that long
Imagery.
one.
Oh,
Thank you. And now I want to read a real short one for anybody who's on a journey to Bethlehem, and for all the migrants who are sleeping out on the streets in the freezing weather in El Paso. There are maybe hundreds, thousands maybe, on our streets tonight. So this is called hospitality. You never know when a stranger might be an angel. Therefore, always let them in. Don't let strangers die of thirst in your desert. They won't know the secret water holes you have mapped in your head, a treasure code. X marks the life you would give to strangers in order to make a friend in the lonely desert. There is an understanding that they would do the same for you and show you the shade of the one tree, an acacia hugging the ground, befriending the ants. The migrants in search of water, let them in. Either they are angels or they need one.
wow. So powerful. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of my greatest hits there, I think. And then I want to read a cover poem by I want to read a little something from Rumi. He's one of my faves, and this is from the Big Red Book, translated by Coleman Barks. And Rumi wrote a bunch of stuff to the constellations. Yeah, who knew? And this one is to Cassiopeia, the queen. Some nights stay up till dawn, as the moon sometimes does for the sun. Be a full bucket pulled up the dark way of a well, then lifted out into light. Tonight, remove whatever remains. Last night, we lay listening to your one story of being in love. We lay around you, stunned like the dead. No wine glasses here, but wine is handed around. Listen to the unstruck sound, what sifts through that music. We do not need wine to get drunk or instruments and singing to feel ecstatic. No poets, no leaders, no song, yet we jump around totally wild. And Rumi was one of the first, he was actually the second whirling dervish. He started that whole thing with the whirling dervishes. So not too long ago, I did a workshop on Rumi for tumble words. Maybe I'll do that again. And what else? Tumble words is going to take a little break because we don't want to do it on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. But then in January, we'll be back in full steam and meeting at 1 o'clock on Saturdays, 1 o'clock Mountain Time. So do check out Tumble Words. It's where I write almost all my poetry.
That's such a huge endorsement right there. We gotta clip that and put that on the YouTube channel. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate that. And as always, we appreciate. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta get better at that replacing the spotlight thing. Yeah, check out her work as well. If you're interested, you can just find her online, Robin Schofield, as you usually say. And check out Tumblr Words. I want to say also another great selection of work that is your own, but also covers as well. I love Rumi. One of my favorite, kind of like, it's not a blow off assignment, but like when I want students to just write something, I have a Like I chose like 6 Rumi quotes. I'm like, all right, choose one that you like and explain it to me. It's a nice little day writing for my students. Uh, and I feel like I feel like it hits really well with them too. Kind of opens a new world to them. But we're gonna go ahead and continue with the open mic, and we're gonna go from El Paso to Pittsburgh and check in with Vale Larkin. What's up, Vale? How you? I mean, I know how you're doing, but good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you too. Yeah, it's been a really busy day. I'm about to. I'm thinking about joining the Pittsburgh Arts Council. I've been asked to do that, and I had an information meeting today that was good, but a lot. Here, I'll put my info up in chat. Real quick, there's a note up there about Nancy Manicherian's The Cell Theater, which is the theater that is producing my play in April. There's a link up where you can donate to the production of my play if you would like. This money will go directly to artists and tech crew to increase their salaries. They're going to be paid, but we'd like to pay them more. And if anyone is interested, the Cell Theater is doing something called the Living Gallery in January, and they've got a whole range of artistic styles going into it, and they're looking for submissions of written material to be read by actors, videos, audio recordings, music, a million different things. If you're interested, send me a private message in chat and I will get you the link. So now I guess I'll read. Okay. Mostly new stuff today. Sorry, I'm getting used to a new setup here. So give me just a second. Okay. 2 steps forward into the forest. Light through tessellated tangles of brown skin and green blood, vitality and endurance, making of the air a shimmering net, capturing dust motes, small insects, and the footsteps of venturers. Caught in chiaroscuro, glen to glade, sun to shade, caught like milkweed in the web of transition from bright life to vespertine imagination. Magical miasmas rise from spongy moss and leaf litter, like rich carpet, underneath the vaulted ceiling of the tabernacle woods. The atmosphere is not interrupted by bird songs. Rather, they enrich the silence, slipping sideways to preserve its pristine nature and only ringing briefly underneath the hum of hush. Something chitinous and clever rasps itself against the nerves of any who have come so far. A sudden roar, and then the crisp calls faltering back below into the all-encompassing voice of the forest, all its weight, all its meaning, all its memory, like the richness our histories lack, whispers where the trees are singing. The sun is still right in the very edge of vision. Grass clings, but falling quickly, the body shedding its memory of the fields, leaving it to nourish the mysteries. Turn back, or not. There is no unknowing. And I have 2 more.
I love that one. That was probably one of my favorite ones you've done. I really like that.
Thank you. A dream about falling. You're not here in the dream. You're on the plane, and this is how I know it. What's happening as the shrieks pierce your hearing and the belt cuts into your lap. I am on the earth looking up. The people around me are waiting, firm in their faith, and they only watch the gateway where you are all sure to appear soon. The air rushing out of your lungs, tearing through metal and struts with the rest of the wind. You feel moisture. Maybe it is tears, your own, the woman seated next to you, the ocean rising up, enfolding. It doesn't matter. A man approaches me. They will be here soon, he says. For a moment, the silence, the sudden stop, is a relief. Anything to stop the screaming. I rise to my feet. All lost, all dead, I reply. You are all gone. Our hearts are gone. I want to cry out loud. I whisper it. He smiles, goes back to waiting. I am alone. And this last one is for someone who's going to read a little bit later, Andrew Pryor, who is my partner. Shaped like a tree. Your lips pressing my mouth into the shape of your mouth, and your tongue spelling to me love, lust, the shape of your hands on me, how you love to grasp, hold, enfold me, time out of breath, out of becoming your oneness with you. The will of us together, our rapture ringing, our wicked tongues, oh, you give me more to hold than I can carry without your arms supporting me. The way we fit together is the way the sparks of our infinite atoms fit together. Electric and full of force, almost forced, but finally fusing and flowing together. We are bright like energy is bright, like love is bright, like elevation is bright. And the way your body is so much larger and stronger, but slower and gentler than my little lightning can restrict itself to. I call you my tree. I call you my tall standing tower, my bastion, my belonging here in this boiling reality where currents, clouds, and warring weather while together, trying to unmake us, but we are amalgam. You call me your little bear, like I am so strong for my size, and I feel like it with your branches surrounding me. I am borne up, sky flying above my worry, my weariness, and I remind you of what it is like to be unmoored and unfettered.
Yeah. That inspired. I know what I'm gonna read for my second one. You inspired
Nice.
me there.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. I love that. Yeah, Finn Bell wrote out some of my favorite lines too. The little names. I call you my tree. I love
Yeah.
that's lovely. Thank you, Vale, so much. I went ahead and forwarded those links to our YouTube stream. Let me see. Check in. Yeah, there they are. Awesome. And we're gonna go ahead and keep going. Thank you again, as always, for your presence, Vale. We are going to welcome someone who's brand new on this scene, but is not a stranger to online mics. In fact, he hosts his own, and I'll let him tell you more about that. But for now, let's go ahead and welcome, reading a little bit of poetry. You got Thomas, Open Minds. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, poets? I love you all. Much love and respect. So much good words tonight, man. So much love. I love being a part of this community. Yeah, and just doing all types of open mics. I host my own every Friday night, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. I posted the link tree there. It's got all the information you need to know about open minds as well as our community. A bunch of links to different people in our community and stuff, so we can all, stay connected. And yeah, I'm gonna read two poems. This first one is called Phantoms. Manifesting phantoms, fanning messes, finding blessings once the dust left us. Amongst the stuff I saw a box labeled, only open with trust and pure thoughts. I wiped the cobwebs off, took a deep breath in, then paused, cleared my mind, not sure what I'd find inside, felt a tingle run up my spine, goosebumps down my arms. Don't be alarmed, a voice whispered to my heart. I began to start untying ribbons, so ornate and carefully placed, beginning to taste a sweetness in my mouth. The air in the house smelled like an old memory I just couldn't live without. Slowly I lifted the lid, and as I did, I felt a great presence enter the room. This present was meant for you. The voice softly spoke again. I closed my eyes as I set aside the lid, felt a rush of love and light wash over my soul. I opened my eyes, took a look inside. What a surprise, a true sight to behold. The voice then told me to hold on to this treasure forever. Never forget this gift. Protect it with great care. It is yours to share with all you ever have and ever will love. Suddenly a force from above entered into my being. I then began seeing my destiny laid out in front of me to spread love and peace across the globe with the greatest of ease. And now the second one, me and my wife actually wrote two poems that kind of went together, and this is called The Last Atom, ATOM, and hers was The First Evening, and it's kind of like a back and forth love poem. And feeling crazy, craving the creative crevices of your brain, baby. Am I insane? Maybe. Thanks for saving me. It's absolutely fucking amazing how you float around the 3D space we seem to be trapped in, but I'm laughing every time we break into the next plane of being. It's beginning to be so frequently, I think if we push a little harder, we can secretly become the astral beings that we see in these higher realms. Is that DMT? May I please have a smell? Fuck it, let me puff it till my lungs swell. Holding, holding, holding. Oh hell, I just broke through to heaven. Now I'm laughing with the elves. Mother Gaia sharing knowledge of the past incarnations of our love, knowing it'll never pass. Forever together, even after we gasp for our last bit of air. Our souls release the grasp we had on this physical form. Reborn, it won't be long till we can keep each other warm once more. You're my favorite soul. It's always been you that I adore. Sworn to love and protect you until the last atom is torn apart and the universe turns dark. It'll be just you and I, beaming through space as pure love and light. You know I'm right, right by your side. For the rest of time, I am yours and you are mine. Many blessings to y'all. If I have time, I could read another short one for y'all if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
All right. I know a few of you guys have heard this one, but I really like it. I wrote it for our deceased cat. We can't have children. Oddly enough, my birthday falls on Father's Day and her birthday falls on Mother's Day every like so often years, and so like and we can't have kids, so like our cats are our children and the whole world's our children. So but yeah, I wrote this one for him. His name was Ganja Blue. Waters flow, rivers grow, push bank to outer brinks, your soul shines, a shrine we lovingly crafted for you, my sweet baby blue. As long as the sun beams, I'll dream of you. Seems you left too soon, seen in every room, and every flower's bloom, every moment spent under the moon. Sent to us from her, an angel disguised in fur, the size of your purr is insurmountable. Your eyes were a mountain full, a gaze to be praised. It's safe to say you were a meowsing, arousing my curiosity when you played. The pure luminosity of your brain left a stain, it's never been the same. I think of you often, soft and strong. Your spirit will live on.
Thank you, sir. And once again, your open mic is every Friday, right?
Yep, every Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Check us out on the link tree. It's got all the information you guys need to know there. Our YouTube channel, Instagram, as well as a bunch of people from the community. So yeah, check us out.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through. Love the sweater there, the little hoodie there. That looks dope as well. All right, man. Hope to catch you in more, and we'll catch you at yours as well. Thank you. Sweet. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Looking at the list here. Where are we? Where are we? Let's see. That was Thomas from Open Minds, Open Mic. Next up, we're going to come back. Oh, we did a little bit of ping ponging. We're going to come back to Pittsburgh, actually, and say hi to Andrew Pryor. What is up, Andrew? Welcome back, man.
Thank you for having me. Hello, Richie.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight's piece is called Fuchsia, and I wrote it for my partner, Vail Larkin, who I love dearly. So, without further ado. Fuchsia sits in their faux leather recliner, their Afghan covering them all the way to their neck, and Fuchsia's bees poke their heads up through the pale orange crocheted flowers in the Afghan, like they're black and yellow prairie dogs, scrambling over the cotton field before taking flight and swooping up to the top of Fuchsia's head, drinking from the nectar of the deep purple flowers and resting their heads on glistening burgundy leaves that fall over Fuchsia's eyes like bangs, before they return to the beehive that sits tall atop Fuchsia, whispering and humming. Fuchsia sleeps sitting up in their chair so as not to disturb the bees in their honeycomb, and every night they fill Fuchsia's dreams with their busy murmuring. They sizzle with stories of sea silk and glowworms and flesh-colored pearls. They swerve in and out of dream-luminescent spiderweb strands, plucking them in the dark and communicating with all of the other sleeping and skittering creatures. And in the morning, they wake from their sleep and buzz over to the thin row of open bottles on the windowsill, spitting out mouthfuls of dark purple honey, glowing red through the spring morning light. You're asking me what the honey tastes like. I've been to Fuchsia's house more than a few times, had afternoon tea the color of a healing bruise, and I have to say that their bees are among the most polite bees I've ever seen. Every now and then I'll look to the side and see one rubbing their forelegs together before they land on my arm and trot across the back of my hand, and it always makes me think of a guest wiping their feet before entering a house that isn't theirs. I've been to Fuchsia's house so often that I hear the same buzzing in my dreams now, the vibrating of invisible guitar strings, and it makes me feel safe, held close in the dark of night. I'm very lucky, is what I mean. Most people don't know how kind Fuchsia is, and how kind and pleasant their bees are. Those that don't project their own slivers of human cruelty onto the bees end up betraying their own nature anyway. The last guy that stuck around in Fuchsia's living room for more than an hour was the one who dumped out an entire jar of Fuchsia's strawberry diesel marijuana, trapped a spider under it, carried it outside on a paper plate, and flung the spider into the bushes, just in time to hear the door click shut behind him. Both the spider and the jar eventually made their way back into the house. More than anything, you want to know what the honey tastes like. I should say that I've spent nights at Fuchsia's house as well. Nights when the bees buzz softer for the courtesy of Fuchsia and their guests. Nights where the two of us talk only a bit louder. There are times when they look regal in their reclining throne, directing squadrons of bees to pass them their eye drops and their medications and their butane lighter, blowing clouds of sweet smoke past the dim lamplight. And then there are times when it seems like the Afghan is swallowing them up. And those are the times I come over and hold them close, while they bury their chin in my chest and rest their forehead on my shoulder, and their shoulders heave, and the bees are still humming, low and shuddering. They won't say it out loud so that the hive can hear, so they write it down, the feeling of the weight of the ecosystem bearing down on them, the feeling of constantly brushing dark red leaves from their eyes and honey dripping down their cheeks. They're tired of being a tree. They want someone else to be one for a change. I wake up some mornings in their room, a bee strolling across my bare shoulders before hopping down to the mattress's edge and looking down, shifting in place like they've forgotten they have wings. I don't know exactly what Fuchsia sees in me, but when I hold them close, when I feel them breathing, I can almost see myself from under the dark red leaves shading their eyes. You've stopped asking, and now you're wringing your hands like you're dying for a cigarette. But I can tell. You still want to know what the honey tastes like. And if you've been paying attention while I was talking, you might have the start of an idea. It's all of that and more. It's a rainbow under a rock. It's the chewy caramel center of the earth. It's a single spiderweb strand fortified over hundreds of years, humming in the dark like a lover's dream, soaking up all of the accumulated tendernesses of the universe like soft rain. It's the feeling that slices through your chest and spills you open, all the wounded and healing parts of yourself purple and glistening, that ache that makes you want to jump out into sheer space, chasing after the one thing you want and hoping that you'll remember your wings exist. And even if they don't, knowing that the taste of blood will mingle with the honey overflowing from your mouth and give you a secret to share with every living creature on this earth. If only you had enough breath in your body to tell it.
Amazing, thank you. Lovely
So
pieces.
good, man.
You guys
Yeah.
are dropping some lovely doveys. I love it. I love it. Is there anything you'd like to promote or endorse right now, Andrew?
I'm on Facebook, and I also have a podcast. I'll put it in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad you can join us, and thanks for reading that piece. Love it.
Thank you.
All righty then. Oh man, that was a little sandwich of love there. You know, some back to back pieces. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put all the pressure now on Kenneth Charles Latimer to do another love poem. I'm just kidding. Kenneth is joining us tonight in El Paso. He is a published author. He has 5 books on the market, and he's been here before, so it's always great to welcome him back. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
All right, great. How are you? There you
Can
are.
everybody hear me well?
Yes.
Very good, very good, very good. I'm gonna start with 2 poems from my book, Shush While Commotion Speaks. I'm gonna start with a poem called Love is Not a Season. It's for this particular season that we're in. Let's go with that. Love is not a season. The tree is up with presents around, and a good feeling takes over your heart. Something that should be there from the start. But during this time, the season makes it sound. Why do we let love rule the season while the 11 months we are hard? Why do we most of the year send out shards, but now we feel a need to love to be the reason? Is it because guilt is what we try to repair, and we believe a few weeks will save our soul? Unfortunately, this time doesn't fix the wound of old. However, we think that the balance is fair. The love of this season should be embedded in you, and the season shouldn't be the only reason, but a lifelong beacon with a love that lives within, true and true. Don't let the love of the season be your gauge. For if it abides in you truly, the season matters not surely. Or is it just your seasonal stage? Kindness should not be just a Yuletide staple, but a life and a year-long creed. So engage your fellow man year-long indeed, with respect, goodness, love, and care. Ample. Let's come together and leave racism and division aside. Because if you don't, we will never survive. That's one. The next one I'm gonna do is called I've Been Called. I've been called compulsive. I think that I don't think things through. However, spontaneity doesn't get the recognition that it deserves. I've been called cognitive, where each step has a meaning, and logic has a purpose that's well served. I've been called stupid for many choices that I've made. I did what I did, and my shoes didn't fit you. I've been called wise because my fault gave me insight. And like a painting, wisdom is interpreted only by a few. I've been called kind, for my heart sees the greater good. But credit my mother, for it's her goodness that dwells inside. I've been called cold-hearted, but pain makes you that way. Lost love, heart tossed, trust lost, which makes me subside. I've been called talented, but I write what my imagination reveals, and my insight leads me to pen and paper. I've been called delusional because I'm not as good as I think. Maybe my writings are just self-serving and only a mental vapor. I've been called names which I derive by wicked tide, and at the moment justified. But we must realize that life is just a series of snapshots, and we only adhere to what is satisfied. But I am called Kenneth, and I am no more than that. My life has only been influenced by the path that I've roamed. And Kenneth is the only name that I'll be called at the time the Lord calls me home. That's two poems from this book. I'm gonna give you two more from my book called Daymares and Night Dreams. This one is called Walk This Land. As I lay resting here, my heart beats slow to a calming pace, and breathing staggers, yet with a soothing gargle. Fear, worry, pain are not even an afterthought. They are only as beings that are old friends, arms, and other extremities are weightless with the translucent glow like a dreamy aura. Thoughts are smooth like the ripple of the Caribbeans serenely carry me through the oceans of the lands of the great beyond. Then slowly my eyes open to a gaze upon the white sands of the lands far away. Should I place my feet on this perfection with my feet of imperfection? I thought as if I had a choice. I never dreamed that I had a chance to walk this land, yet here I am. Placing my feet, my toes tingle as the grains of sand stimulate sensations in me I thought would never be felt again. Nameless courage, moves me forward. Each step gathers cohesion. As I look back, I notice that every step I've taken, that no imprint is the same. Is there a change in how I step or a change in me? Maybe both. Either way, something pulls me forward, allowing me to step back into the previous imprint. Not sure of my journey, I felt the robe of one accord drape me as I walked this land. Looking back again, I saw the calming waters moving forward as if to follow me, erasing my prior steps of imperfection. Turning head forward, I noticed a thick cloud that hovered before me. Beyond it, a mighty mountain stood crowned by a beacon of light, resisting the force moving me forward. Any efforts would be in vain. I walked this land with a smile and entered the clouds full of joy. That's that one.
Right on, Kenneth. Really quick, your video's getting
And I
a
always
little
like
choppy.
to-
Kenneth, your video's getting a little choppy. I would recommend if you want, you could turn off your video, and it might help the audio a little bit.
Oh,
Just kind of,
okay.
yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me try this. Is that better?
Seems like it could be. Go for it.
Okay. I always like to end my poetry session with this particular poem. Again, it's from my book, Daymares and Night Dreams. For I am. I script the language of the imagination, an emotional expression in rhythmic fashion, an artistic written display of thoughts wrapped in a passionate cushion. Who am I? For I am the poet. I command snugly between appendages, a tool, a weapon, an endless instrument limited only by the imagination that can be useful as need be or lie futile in stagnation. Who am I? For I am the poet. I blend together life's eversions into a more palatable mix that one may consume, even though the taste may be bitter. My style gives you reason to subsume. Who am I? For I am the poet. I spew forth with a writing instrument, phantic fantasies born from the heart, and display them with grace to pluck the strings of your inner heart. Who am I? For I am the poet. I am the director of an ever-changing Viente chorus that can produce a sweetness of sound that astounds, confounds, and expounds all that you know to be sound. Who am I? For I am the poet. I create magical moments where pen and paper engage in copula whereas the mind is the ruptured condom and avows the birth of heirs as time constricts conception of the quandrum. For who am I? I am the poet. Thank you very much.
Right on. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Kenneth Latimer.
Kenneth, that was dope, man.
Yeah,
Much
appreciate
love,
it.
much respect.
Yeah, it really did help to turn off the video in terms of bandwidth. But yo, if you have any links for your books, please share them online.
I will do that. I will do that.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Yeah, and if you anything you share on our chat, I'll go ahead and share on our YouTube as well. Thank you. Awesome. And Kenneth has read live at some of our open mics as well. So it's always cool to see you online and in person. We're going to go ahead and continue. By the way, yeah, if you're watching this and you are in the El Paso area or traveling through the El Paso area, hit us up for our open mics. We do have several in-person open mics as well throughout the month. You shoot me a message and I'll let you know what's up. But we're gonna go ahead and do some continue to hop around the country, and we're gonna go East Coast and go to New Jersey right now and check in on. I'm still getting used to the new dub, the new name. We've got the Chameleon Poetic out of New Jersey. Let's see. I want to make sure she's here. She's here with us. Let's see. Yeah, what is up?
Hi,
Welcome back.
I'm still doing work. I'm plugging all this information in my computer right now while I'm listening with one ear and typing and doing other stuff. I'm always like multitasking over here. But let me pull up something. Hang on, I'll grab something. So Tumble Words, this past Saturday, I wrote some work and I'll read it to you. Okay, this was embody, the prompt was embody something. So this is what I wrote for that. I am black. Or do you like to change my velvety presence? I am ecstasy that dances on your tongue without a milky froth. Do not dilute my richness with sugary poison. This is blasphemy to my soul. I dare you to drink me. Slow sips without spilling my godly essence. I am divine. I am goddess. I am pure. Spare me your ungodly man-made confections. Fill your cup with me and savor the elixir of life birthed in heavenly places. And then they have this other one was a plan B prompt. Oh, let me mute this a little bit. Well, if I had a plan B, then most certainly I would have a plan A, correct? Well, this reminds me of that skit from the Big Bamboo album of Cheech and Chong when they returned to class from summer break and were unprepared for the writing assignment at hand, which was what they did on their summer vacation. So for my plan B, I woke up. Plan A was to stay in bed. Then I went downtown to look for a job. The second day of my summer vacation, I woke up. Then I had a plan C. When I went to the beach instead and built a castle made of sand. Can you please stop that? And I have one more. Alone but not alone. As much as I seek to find my solitude, because it is there that I can hash it out, whatever it is, whatever I'm going through, but alone is never an option when I need it most. Intruders into my space, they find me, not playing hide and seek. I scream in their collective faces to leave me alone. What did you say? Oh, you were just trying to help me. Well, I don't recall asking for your help. Do I look helpless to you? Well, thank you for doing that, but will you just please wait for me to ask? I really need you to give me my space and mind your business. Will you please turn your attention to the things that are your business, that need doing? I want you to take responsibility for your own shit. When I'm ready, I will let you in my circular, chaotic hamster wheel of a life. I know you're always there for me to ask for help. And maybe I could do one more short one. I can't find the one I'm looking for, which is really getting on my nerves. I think I went the wrong way here. No. I'm sorry. All right, here's one that I don't even know when I wrote this. It might have been another workshop. I'm afraid to read it because I'm not sure what it's even about. Wait. All right, Christmas, my Christmas poem. You had one job and yet, ... every time, somehow you put your own spin on it and it becomes something else entirely. I need anger management, counseling, too many lessons in patience when I pray for patience. As I'm standing in the freezing cold line of people waiting for the donated toys to put under their Christmas trees. The kids will open them on the holiday and not know or care. Wrapping paper will fly in every direction, soon forgotten as the shiny newness wears off almost immediately. That's my spin on Christmas now, age 60. Thank you.
I loved it. I loved it. It's always so good to hear from you, Terry.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Terry. Anything coming up that you'd like to promote, or how can people follow you online as always?
I never know what to say about promoting because I never know when I'm going to be doing something. It always just comes up so suddenly that there's really no time to promote it. That's how it's been working out lately. But the only thing I really have to promote is my book, which I keep trying to promote, but I guess I could use some help promoting it. No hint, nudge, nudge, Val. But I'm just really not on the ball with doing what I need to do, which I know I need to do, is get calling different places and apply to have my book, listed on Barnes and Noble and Goodreads and all that. I've been waiting forever for Goodreads to get their act together. I already applied for my book to be listed there. But if you're interested in my book, just PM me. I still have some copies. And then if I run out of copies, you can get another copy from Marissa at her, Red or Green Books website, because you can, I think, order directly right off of there. She has like half of the run of my books still, I think. I didn't ask her if she's even selling any of my books, but I know that she is. Nothing else is coming to mind right now for me. Like
Teresa, hit me up, baby. Hit me up. This is Kenneth. Hit me up.
What?
This is Kenneth. Hit me up. Hit me on your link.
Hit him up. Hit him up.
Let me know what you got going on. Hit me up, honey.
Okay.
Hit him up.
I would hit him up.
Michael with the assist. Thank you. No, that's great. Looking forward to where all those end up. And of course, yeah, appreciate you coming through as always. Thank you. I like that. Hit him up. All right. Uh, we're going to keep going, guys. In fact, we're going to go from coast to coast, from New Jersey to the West Coast. And even though she's in San Francisco, I had to share the note. El Paso is in her heart and spirit. Reading a poem or two or three, we have the fantastic Finn Bell. What's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Thanks so much. I got the giggles again all of a sudden. That hit me up the way that you did it. That was great, Richie. So I'm going to do one cover poem and one new-ish poem. This first one is by Carl Sadakichi Hartman, called Love by the Sea, number 1. Juan. It doesn't have an H. Far away from the murmuring town, in the region of sand and sea, love has surprised us on the down. Love has surprised you and me. In this realm where sea-kissed grasses sway, where winds at nightfall sadly moan, where seagulls sing their plaintive lay, and waves croon in minor monotone. No flower grows in this land of dreams, no human habitation far or near. Illumines the scene with reddish gleam, all around is desolate and drear. Nothing but weeds and grayish sand, yet the sea seems to say in an undertone, until dawn whitens this wind-blown strand, the treasures of night are all thy own. And like waves that softly shoreward creep, love draws us nigh as the hours pass. Thy breath is like wind in the weft of the grass. I feel thy bosom ebb and tide. Its paleness resembles the moonlit sea, and as sea and heavens together glide, let thy sweetness be lost in me. Do not be startled at the seabird's cry, nor at the wind's relentless blast. Too soon the kiss on our lips will die. Alas, the joys of Venus never last. Like flowers that droop on the sunburnt sward, our love must need wither and fade. Like blossoms that ours carry seaward by the wind from some sleepy glade. One joys of Venus never last. Love is not but some dreamland lore. And as hours are ebbing fast, our dreams like seaweed will be left on the shore. Already the cup of autumn moon floods with her gold the distant west. The bitterness of life will dawn too soon. Forlorn lies the seagull's last year's nest. Perchance some other autumn eye may greet us on this barren wold, not arm in arm, alone and fain, desirous of the days of old. That was again Carl Sadakichi, Hartman, Love by the Sea. And then doggies in the background. This is called, I tentatively titled it Submerged. Leave me be, I sink below, nimbostratus, amber, circling omen of baptism from above head. I gurgle protests, the air bubbles rise upward, shipwreck me on the sea floor. I see myself from a distance waving at Poseidon's ribbon. It waves back, a real skipping, slow motion aquatic movie. Jaunty streamers to hold on to. They're not meant for losing one's way. That's the intention. We do not remember what happened before particle, before combustile, before we moved parts of ourselves into sequences, made ourselves whole. We convince ourselves this is where we have always been. This is all of what we know. I will make this my lifetime's last request as schools of holographic fish pass my stagnant smiling face in swelling hordes. I shape these lips around knowing each word of my plea before the sensation of shame and regret leaves my body. The currents whirl around me, they hold me. The waves depart, come home, wash me anew. I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you, I whisper and rage with returning waters, echo the chambers of the shells you put to your ears with what I couldn't tell you face to face. They are the seas. They belong to the sea now. Her great secret to keep. Loves of my souls of my past and present. If you remember me now and then, cup your hands close to each other, gather me up, pour my sea foam libation into the thirsty sand at your feet. I am with you for that moment. I surround you. You are mine. Moon hangs low tonight. I rise to meet her, to stir her skies. Deep rose stains lavender. We call out to each other. Familiarity pulls us into an orbit, an intimacy of long lovers. We are here to reminisce. Thank you.
Those are great companion pieces.
Yeah.
Love
Oh, I
that.
love when she does poetry about the ocean, because I grew up in South Florida, and like I was 10 minutes from the beach, and now I'm in central Alberta, landlocked, 35 degrees below, and like, so every time you read ocean poetry, like I can just smell the salt water, and it just brings me there, because that's where my heart is.
Yeah.
And so I thank you for that blessing. But
Love.
yeah, I have to take off. I got to get up early tomorrow, but I'll definitely check out the rest of the show on YouTube. Yeah, thank you for having me, guys, and probably be here next Monday. So,
All
good
right.
night, all.
Later, man. take it easy. And Finbel, you mentioned that Ed is leading this month's Poetry Games one. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, indeed. On Thursday, the 22nd, every month I have Poetry Games, which is my poetry workshop. And this month's facilitator is our very own Ed Poetastic. His poetry games or workshop is called Rhyme Time because it's going to be centered around the history of rhyme. So please do join us. I'm going to put that in the chat, but you could find it under Vocabulary on Eventbrite.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And of course, as always, thanks to you. I know you're involved with so much. So when you get to drop in as well, I really do love that. Thank you. Yeah, and also any links. If you got any links, put them down in there, and I'll forward them to our peeps on YouTube. I did want to give a shout out to Samuel Wilson and Amanda Wilson, the siblings, tuning in. Amanda goes all the way back to the early days of us starting these, so it's cool when she gets to tune in. I know that work, kind of takes her away from these, and of course Samuel's also been here to support. So shout out to you guys for always being here and tuning in with us. We are going to continue onward and come back to El Paso, where we have Kit Ren. That's right, Mr. Monday Night, gonna do his thing. All right, what's up, man?
Yeah, buddy. What's up, Richie? Hello, everyone. Oh, everyone left right before the main event. What's their deal? I'm kidding. I'm not that conceited. Yes, I am, but I know it's a problem, so I'm trying to get better. All right. 3 of mine, and then the cover. The astronomer looked me dead in the eye and told me, metaphors aren't my cup of tea. Does she know? Does she know what she's just done? When she gazes through the refractor at the rest of the Milky Way, is she looking for the intergalactic cattle that wore a path through? When she hears the latest gossip about movie stars, does she laugh like she heard a toddler say something that was almost salient, almost true? What does her world revolve around? Would the question make her angry? Or would she kiss me gently on the forehead in a patronizing fashion? What does she think Erwin Schrödinger was doing with all those cats? Maybe I should leave Chekhov's gun out of this conversation altogether. Does this mean that she knows how easy poetry is? It's true. People speak in irregular weather patterns all the damn time without ever hearing the thunder. I'm just the one neurotic enough to write it all down. Maybe she will forgive me. I too am describing bodies in motion, just smaller ones, with orbits twisted like balloon animals from their ideal orderly ellipses. Well, and let's see, here's a fun one. Shout out to Mike Groves, attorney at law. Friday night, uncaffeinating myself at the local bar in the company of my best friend, who is also my personal attorney. And he has been stood up for the second time this week by the same woman, but won't accept my laughter or my sympathy. At least I'm in the game, Kit. We're worried about you. Think you might die alone. But how can I be alone if I have a we? What a robust and useful we it is. They talk me out of unnecessary mea culpas. They edit my DMs for clarity. They surreptitiously feed me the name of the woman at the end of the bar who has reason to think she knows me. Sorry, I had fun. The Chisme Industrial Complex will exceed all its targets this year thanks to my self-appointed paparazzi. Rejection may still swell and puff like a bee sting, but do you remember what happens next to the bee? I have a nation of friends in places high, low, and hidden. How can anyone think of me as lonely when my love is legion, like the Swiss Guard, when they are versatile, like a Swiss knife, when they are reliable, like a Swiss watch, outwardly neutral, but deeply partisan, just like the Swiss. And I thank God for the prose poem, I thank God for a backdoor into the heritage of poetry. The prose poem is a scholarship program for the musically indifferent, rhythmically challenged, and formally indolent. I am equally thankful for its identical cousin, flash fiction. I switch which one I mean based on who I'm talking to. Glad-handing like a city councilman. I don't have to babysit characters to an end like a harried novelist. I owe them nothing. I introduce them and move on like the host of a huge party. I forage without taking a plate. I can rhyme, but only when I feel like it. I drink and the wine becomes blood in my stomach. I trip and the trip becomes a metaphor. I accidentally cut my palm and the bandage thanks me for my honesty and vulnerability. Everyone in the ballroom is dancing with a different scrap of clothing that they all take to be me. They can't all be right, but they're dancing. Nobody can fact check a dancer. And goodness, closing out with the cover poem. This is When in Doubt, We Go to Jack Gilbert. This is Going Wrong by Jack Gilbert. The fish are dreadful. They are brought up the mountain in the dawn most days, beautiful and alien and cold from night under the sea, the grand rooms fading from their flat eyes. Soft machinery of the dark, the man thinks, washing them. What do you know of my machinery, says the Lord. Sure, the man says quietly, and cuts into them, laying back the dozen struts, getting to the muck of something terrible. The Lord insists, you are the one who chooses to live this way. I built cities where things are human. I make Tuscany, and you go to live with rock and silence. The man washes away the blood and arranges the fish on a big plate, starts the onions in the olive oil. and puts in peppers. You have lived all year without women. He takes out everything and puts in the fish. No one knows where you are. People forget you. You are vain and stubborn. The man slices tomatoes and lemons, takes out the fish and scrambles eggs. I am not stubborn, he thinks, laying all of it on the table in the courtyard full of early sun, shadows of swallows flying on the food. Not stubborn, just greedy.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, you got that list ready.
Indeed. Instagram at Kit Ran Away, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports. For now, I don't know what's going on in that fucking place. Kofi.com/Kit Run, where you'll find the essays about football. Today's, in terms of the facts relayed, this is probably one of the weirdest ones I've written. It's about the Green Bay Packers and insurance fraud. You check it out. Find me on Facebook easy enough. You can send me an email. You can give me money via PayPal if you know my email. So, and I have a Goodreads where I catalog everything I read and write little reviews of it. Let's see, I don't see the Tumblewords tote bag immediately, but we are on a little holiday break for a while. As soon as we have like a solid schedule to give you for our return, January 7th, look up Tumblewords Project on Facebook, and that's where you'll find that.
Kit, you never disappoint. You never disappoint, bro.
That's not true, but thank you anyway.
That's hilarious.
That's all I've got for right now. Back to you, Richie.
Oh man, what a way to leave off on that. Thank you. No, he always comes through for sure. So if you haven't already and you're watching this and you want to work on your writing, stay tuned for when Tumblewords returns and definitely get in on one of those sessions. Alrighty then, we are going to stay in Texas because Kit was joining us from El Paso, but we're gonna level things out in the Level Land. And the famous poet T.S. Eliot once wrote how he will show us fear in a handful of dust. But what about lungs? Let's find out. Next up, we got Lungs of Dust. What's up? Welcome back.
Hey, Richie, what's up? Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yes, perfect.
Awesome. Hey guys, thanks for having me on. I'm glad I got to like be a part of this before the year's over. I got to like just kind of come in right before. All right, so I'm gonna read a couple. I'm gonna read a couple of mine, and then I'm gonna read a couple of Leonard Cohen that I picked. So let's see here. I feel like I'm gonna, okay, never mind. We'll just go. This one is called One Day by the Seaside. This is a little crazy to say, even knowing we'll die away. It's like a curse within, but when the winds blow against my skin, it tells me to wake up a little. It sheds all the things that aren't meant to hold on. And it says you whisper, if shadows could whisper, or maybe declare, one day being entangled in my hair. Shadow, my arms are spread wide. We could meet by the seaside and tell everyone else we died. Until then, my hair awaits for our seaside fates. So that's my first one. I'm so bad at reading my stuff. I don't know why, but you know, they
excuses
look
needed.
I know. Thanks, Michael. I feel like hopefully by the end of next year, I will be just like super confident, you know, but anyway, we'll keep going. This one is super, super tiny. I think I was trying to work on it and it just kind of stayed like that. And yeah, I just kind of read it and I was like, I'm just going to leave it. All right. So it's untitled. I have questions, but who's to know what should bestow? If I let my heart free, that's a cheap plea. That's a cheap plea. There's no justice in this game. Okay, so the two that I picked from Leonard Cohen, I feel like there's a word that we'll talk about later, but I feel like I'm gonna pronounce it wrong in a way, but that's how I think he set up the rhyme scheme. I don't know, but all right. This one is called My Lady Can Sleep. It's from the Spice Box of Earth. I've never read this one. I've only read the Book of Longings, but you know, it's nice to see some new stuff. All right. My lady can sleep under a handkerchief, or if it be fall upon a fallen leaf. I've seen the hunters kneel before her hem. Even in her sleep, she turns away from them. The only gift they offer is their abiding grief. I pull out my pockets for handkerchief or leaf. And the last one, it's called I Wonder How Many People in This City from the Spice Box of Earth. I love this one. It just like, I just like if he's writing about being in New York or something, I can just kind of feel it. I don't know, it just sounds so lovely. All right, so it's called I Wonder How Many People in This City. I wonder how many people in this city live in furnished rooms. Late at night, when I look out at the buildings, I swear I see a face in every window looking back at me. And when I turn away, I wonder how many go back to their desks and write this down. And that's it. That's all I got.
Awesome. That was great. You busted out with some cover poems this time.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I got a couple.
I loved it. I loved it. And for people who want to follow you online and all that stuff, how can they do so?
You can follow me on Instagram. I just have Instagram. That's the only place I am alive and breathing on the internet. It's just Lungs of Dust. I have a couple of weeks off from work. So usually if I have more spare time, I might post a little bit more on my stories or something. So.
Well, dear,
Awesome.
Your poetry is really nice.
Thanks, Kenneth. You're so sweet.
I know my delivery is not all that good.
Well, you did great. You did great tonight.
Sometimes it's not about the delivery, it's about the words.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Yeah. Thank you. That's really great advice.
Sure.
You're so right.
It's a good reminder, yeah, because I think sometimes people hold themselves back from trying it, and we're always growing into ourselves for sure. So thank you.
And March,
yeah,
Richie, March, I will be in El Paso for my birthday. So
what? Oh,
hopefully,
birthday too.
It was supposed to be a 2020 birthday, and I'm finally getting to do it again with my best friends. So we'll be there, and hopefully I'll get to see you guys.
Oh, you need to go see me.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out a party or plan or something. You know what I'm saying? Always appreciate you. Kenneth will be around too.
Yes, I will surely be around.
Cool. All right, we got a couple more peeps left. We are gonna go from Texas to DC, and we've already heard his name mentioned at least once earlier because he's gonna be leading some poetry games, but we already know where he's going. We got Ed Poetastic up next on the mic. Ed, I see you, man. What's up, my brother?
I see you too, and please, I need to know who gave you your glasses. They are stellar. They're so out of sight. Thank you for your energy in this open mic. Woo! All right. My name is Ed Poetastic. Hope everyone feeling fantastic. Please get in time so you can join my rhyme for all for sublime. I got 3 poems, so you know I'm gonna rhyme. My first poem is called Anything for a Mermaid. I sail the most furious tides. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I skin the most ugliest hides. Anything for a mermaid. I even swim to the other side. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. Riches and love I can provide. Anything for a mermaid. I slay a monster 12 feet wide. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I don't really care, I almost died. Anything for a mermaid. I even toss away my pride. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I even take salt in my eyes. Anything for a mermaid. I even take everything in stride. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I even fight with both hands tied. Anything for a mermaid. I even live with my heart dried. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I even get on the wildest rides. Anything for a mermaid. I even climb a steep slant slide. Anything for a mermaid. Oh, anything for a mermaid. I even take her as my bride. Mermaid, where did you go? Oh, mermaid, where did you go? I said I love her, yet she didn't reply. Oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, oh, where, mermaid, did you go? Thank you. All right. I got another one. This is called The Weatherman. Let's see. Here it is. I'm sorry. Here it is. There is a man who cried alone for his glittering passing fancy. His roaming heart turned to stone. He downpours enormous bluer seas. She's a woman adored by the stars for his heartfelt alluring amazement. His heart beating like a sports car. Too bad he wasn't worthy entertainment. The skies were vivid in snowy breeze. For a soft scorching passion, his hands suddenly freeze. Couldn't give her instant satisfaction. The man get lost in his wonderland while being blinded by the flashing signs. Slowly he's the lord of the quicksand. His celestial fate and destiny wasn't aligned. The man's face used to be brighter than the sun, yet it's bleached pale than the full moon. He calls for gray showers when he runs, while his weeping heart turns into a swollen balloon. He creates hurricanes while he drinks to forget about his sweet nightingale. His many griefs and worries start to sink while his hangovers ring louder than any bell. The storms roars about her hugs and kisses, yet the thunder strikes with inner criticism. The luminous embrace he misses as his inner ominous tornadoes destroys him. He creates this milky mist in her image, an homage to his woman in white. His sunny emotions quickly diminishes. Now he's the fog in her hungry, alluring sight. Thank you. There's one more. This is called Mini Me. Let's see. Sorry. Sorry about that. Oh, kid me, where do I begin? Oh, you'll see. The hustles aren't going to end. You don't need to worry. It's not a big deal. You'll soon taste glory, adapting an iron will. Am I still in school? Yes. I know it sucks. It doesn't make you cool. It gets you out of the funk. Am I smart? Not slow? Don't listen to stupid dumb. Knowledge is an art. Keep on learning. Don't be dim. Do comics get any better? Oh, you'll watch Marvel and DC on the screen. Watching them is a huge treasure. So many possibilities on one machine. You have a girlfriend? Oh, the women you will meet. Pretty, following trends. Oh, you remember the heat. Am I a game designer? No, I'm still a gamer. I'm a virtual admirer. I'm still an adventurous player. Do I have a degree? It's a long story. It was tough, I decree. Another shark in the quarry. How is mommy? She's great, safe and fine. She's not plagued by tsunamis. She found a better guy. Are me and Reggie still friends? Yes, of course. We're friends to the end. Best friends, but reinforced. Am I filthy rich? Am I filthy rich? Money doesn't solve problems. It makes more ditches, more issues will blossom. Do I know where dad is? You really never needed him. You create your own kids. You be better than that, Phantom. Am I Poet King? Well, you do have fans. Love to hear you sing. You travel to everywhere, even Japan. Does life get better? Yeah, just please stay strong. Just be ready, no pressure. You'll go where you belong. I wonder with this screw up time. I hope it won't be a butterfly effect. Kid me, please love the grind because it will make you feel sublime. Shall I send it? Oh, what the heck. Thank you.
I love the sign off. Thank you, Ed, for sure. Right back at you. So how can people follow you online if they choose to do so?
Oh, sure, my brother. But please, please, please come to this awesome open mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in the wonderful moonlight spotlight. Woo! God, I love the open mic. All right, if you want to follow me, please feel free. You can send me a DM at Eddie Foreman on Facebook and IG at Eddie Foreman 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine a plus insight. If you send me a question, take guess. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, positive, and be blessed, and never stop singing or spewing the wonderful words outside your chest. And never stop feeling and being your best. Thank you.
Young man.
Yeah, brother.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you from El Paso?
Oh no, if I was from El Paso, trust me, I'll eat so many delights.
True.
But I would love to have you read my poetry.
Oh, sure, my brother. I'll exchange my my Facebook info to you. And thank you.
Because you got a voice. You got a voice that is something else.
Oh, you're gonna make me blush. Thank you so very much.
That's how we do it. Let's just compliment Ed for like an hour, and then we'll radiate. We'll be able to power this live stream off of Ed's blush power. Candace, if you're not aware, every November we do a poetry potluck where we invite people to read everyone else's work, like do cover poems. But of course, if you notice, also we welcome every week the cover poem, where you can read someone else's work. Either it's someone that you love, or it could be someone in the community as well that you want to give some props to. And if you guys are ever coming through El Paso, hit us up. Definitely a food tour is in check, and there's plenty left. So thank you. Washington DC, we got Ed Poetastic. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And as always, yeah.
Hey, Richie.
Yo.
I mean, you're in El Paso, am I correct?
You are indeed correct.
All right. I would love to get somebody to, spit out my poetry, because my delivery is not all that good.
I think you're in your head about it. I don't think it's as bad as you think. It's not bad, everyone has their own style of reading, but you want to have someone read it a certain way is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, we got a lot of awesome poets that we can do that, but we'll talk about that. We're gonna go and close out the online show. So for those who aren't familiar, we have one more performer who always closes out the night, and then after he's done, I'll close out the show. And we do keep this room open just to talk, just to chat. That's when we just casually chat with people and all that good stuff, because I think it is important to kind of have that space. And so as long as people do need that, I'll provide it. Also, I really love that shanty. It reminded me of that Wellerman one. Do you remember that one? Anyway, I just started casually chatting, like I said, let's do after the next performer. But many of you guys know him. He goes to like every event in El Paso, and he covers it in his blog, in his video blog series, Dan the Man's Weekly. That's right. He's a secret producer of the show because we start and stop on his whims. Without further ado, let's go ahead and keep it in El Paso and visit the one, the only Dan the Man. Daniel. What's up? You're muted.
You're on mute, boss. You're on mute.
You're muted. I don't think it's an audio issue. You're just unmuted.
No, it's not the.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Great. All right. Just like I said, how about them Cowboys? Click.
You didn't see the end of the game, did you?
Sorry. Well, I know last Sunday they got their asses handed to the Jags. Well, again, Christmas came early for me. 900th episode I just did. So I'm in the middle of uploading my part 1 of the slideshow of the best of 2022 slideshow, part 1. You all are in this one. That includes you, Richie, Kit, Robin, Finn, and Lizzie, Mike, among others. Yeah. So on that includes you, Elaine Martin, Alan. Okay. And I'm gonna have a little help with right here. This I'm gonna have a little help with right here. This rhyming dictionary. Yeah. I need to turn this off. Hold on a sec. Let's see a sec. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, and then I just created a little poetry for 900th episode with a little help of this. So, all right, it is called 900, number 900. 900, the episodes I count after 8 years. After 8 years is from the start of 8 years ago. Like from August 25th, 2014. Yep, a breakthrough is once again near, never fear. The 900 is here. And yet again and 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 again, let it rain. Yeah, so no need for no pain, no gain. And yeah, going to Milli Vanilli, blame it on the rain. Yeah. Okay. Going through our regular blogs, it's like feeling like counting the episode log. And who needs the og? Or Charlie Brown. Og! Yeah. Like regular blogs, special editions, scenes of my poetry slam, like this one. Interviews, birthday tributes, all the above, among others. Going to 900. Well, 2 years ago was lucky, but like 700. And last year was a bit cranky on 800. I'm not talking about being safe from COVID. Well, lucky number 700. Well, last year was 800. Yeah. But yeah, yet again, another milestone. It's near. Well, wait, it's already here. How lucky we are at. How lucky was that at? Well, how about that? Well, that's a fact. Well, it's like just like from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, well, you're caught in a flat. Well, how about that? Yeah, Tim Curry as Frankenfooter. Yeah, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I like that song, The Sweet Transvestite. It's a cool song. Yeah. What counts 900? Well, I said that last year. 800, 700. It's the numbers that count, the episodes that mounts. Don't count miles, count days or volume, heights, hours, especially words, essays, poetry, stories, artwork, or really something else. No, it's just the numbers that count, the episodes that mounts. Yep. So yeah, milestones takes time and episodes, one step at a time. No need to define and come back to the dime. Yeah, Jimmy Dean, or it's something like you use a tequila with the lime, if you know what I mean. Yeah, sometimes it's so fine. Yeah. Well, the episodes count. Every episodes count. Every numbers count. The same as the amount, an order, the line, a court anniversary, count anniversaries like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that was last year. Then 9 times 100 equals 900. Well, 100 times 9. Yep. And 300 times 3. Yep. 450 times 2. Yep. And yeah, reminds me of the 900 number, huh? Or like, or like, or like, all right, 900 minus 400 equals, no, I'm sorry, 900 minus 600 equals 300, the movie, or like the 900 number. Yeah, I already said that. Well, or, but even though since I'm 900, I'm about 100 blogs away till I reach the maximum milestone of 1,000. Yep. Yep. 1,000. 1,000's the milestone. Oh, this is yep. Since we're in the 9 and always down to the, yep, like a 9, and then the 1, then the 5. Yep, right here. I guess I'm 15 blogs away till I reach the episode of 915. I like that. Yeah. And yep, it's like, yeah, don't call me an Einstein because, well, it's still on the sideline, but it's always in the skyline. Yep. And this ain't no sunshine, according to Bill Withers. And yeah, there's always the danger sign, the rain or shine, or rise and shine, or sign to the warning signs. And yep, and we always the peace sign. Yeah. Well, you gotta say 900. I'm 100. Well, 100 more. I reached the maximum milestone of 1,000. Man. I don't know if anybody did 1,000 blogs on YouTube, which is published. I don't know about that. We'll have to wait and see. No. Luckily, there's no limit. So, and like I said, well, last year, well, 2 years ago was a lucky number. Last year was the 800 number. And this year is going to be found, well, next year, well, it's already this year, but next year, this year 2022, next year 2023, going to sound like the 900 number. Wait, hold on a second. Was the 800 number or the 900 number? It's from the 45 Kings. Yeah. And another milestone ahead, no dead ends, more episodes, just a full speed ahead. Listen to the touch of gray, according to the Grateful Dead. Yeah, I will survive. Yep, we're 5 and alive. Milestone is to play. Yep. And yep, what a day. And what counts 900? Well, we're on 100 blogs away, reaching 1,000. And yet a maximum milestone. As of right now, I just reached yet another milestone. Well, 1,000 is a maximum milestone. Just the episode counts, just the numbers that mounts. Yep, 900th episode. What do y'all think? Richie?
Was giving you a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'm in the middle of filming. I'm in the middle of editing my 900th episode. I just finished my part 1 of the Best of 2022 slideshow. I'm getting to the part 2 and part 3. And part 4 will cover the final 3 months of 2022 for October, November, and December. And it will be uploaded the day before New Year's Eve. So, all right.
Bro, I love you. I love you to death. I love you to death.
thank you, Matthew. No, Kenneth. Kenneth, right? Kenneth. Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Come on,
appreciate
hit me
that.
with something. Hit me with some poetry. Hit me with something.
Let me see here. Hmm. Well, Loretta Lynn, she was the daughter of the coal miner. Well, God rest her soul. Speaking of miners, go miners. But I'm not the fan of the 49ers. Yeah. Well, how about this? The Alpha Tango Niner. Yeah. Well, there's always a chow line. Yep. Yeah, chow down. Oh wait, I see the stop sign. The stop sign's in front of my house. Not around the louse. Always the guideline. Yep, and according to Papa Roach, the lifeline. Yeah. Yeah, that's my rhyming dictionary. Yeah, I found those back at Goodwill. It always keeps me the guide. Helps me practice poetry more. And that's what I do. Yeah. All right,
Thank
guys.
you, Dan the Man. Thank you, Dan the Man.
Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome, Kenneth. It's an honor to meet you. Yeah. Maybe some other time. Maybe I'm trying to see if I can earn enough money to buy a couple of poetry books. One of them I still want to buy was from Donna Snyder. God rest her soul. I still need to.
That's my girl. That's my girl there.
Yeah. I wish I had a chance to be at the poetry book, but due to my that's a long story. I already explained that later. So. Okay, guys. Real quick.
Yeah, Dan, where can the fine people find you online if they don't know where to do so already?
Ándale, por favor. Oh, come on.
We know your password. We know your password now.
Oh, peace sake. All right, hold on. All right.
And the Man Weekly. Hi, Dan the Man.
I can't hold it that much longer. Let me.
No, that's fine, Dan. We saw it. People can pause the video.
But there's a couple of noobs. They need to see this.
They need to see it. What is it? You can just tell us too. All right, we need to see it.
I've seen it.
It better be good. Or else I'm never doing the online mic again, Dan. You hear that? I'm kidding.
Come on. I need to share this, please. Really?
What are you doing, Dan the Man?
I'm trying to show. All right, I'll try this again.
You got it.
I'm trying to get.
We got that. We got that.
Okay. All right. You know what it is. Here it is. Read it, weep it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm behind post on Twitter and Facebook, but I'm now on Instagram. So, but most importantly, find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. All right. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. Has anybody got this one? Shot this if you have to.
We got that.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
You're very welcome, Kenneth. All right. Guys, you have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and I'll see you the day after Christmas as we prepare for the new year. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
Christmas
and catch my 900th episode as well.
Here. Oh, I was gonna end the song, but never mind.
That is interesting.
All right, who's watching TV? I hear a TV.
That is interesting.
All right. Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna close out the show really quick. We're gonna close out the show, and then we're gonna open it up to just conversations and talking and stuff like that. But thanks for everyone who did watch on YouTube today. You know how we do it here on YouTube. You gotta push that like button and leave a comment, because when you do that, when you interact with the video, it gets pushed out. It gets pushed out to more people, and that's really what we want. And anyway, as was mentioned all throughout the night, we will be back next Monday. It's okay, you know, if you have nothing to do that day and you have a spot, you have a community open mic, and then also the green room, the lounge area, the after party, whatever you want to call it. If you need a place to hang out and just chat with people, we got that for you here as well. My name is Rich. You can follow me on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries. El Paso gave us our own day last week, and it was amazing. It was really cool. It was surreal, but it was also a very interesting week. You know, it's been very busy. Kind of still recovering, but we really do love it. We're gonna be hanging out for a bit. Shout out to Alana as well, who tuned in just to support. We will see you next time for the live stream and all the performers. My name is Rich. See you next week. Peace.